So I heard you talk about chatbots that are not there yet to replace customer service. And I disagree with that because I built these chatbots. If it was 6 months ago, I would agree they're not that good. But the technology is there, and I think in 90% of the cases, an AI chatbot can do better. It's faster, it's better at math, and it's more empathic. So it's just that people have not learned to prompt them. So an example is I lost my phone number recently, my Danish number, so I had to change number and I couldn't access my bank. And the guy didn't understand how annoying the situation was because I had no money. So he was being sarcastic how I could verify. I'm like, why is this not an AI just giving me the information easily? So my question is, I believe that people really underestimate what's coming. And if it's going to accelerate 5 times or 10 times faster than you expect it to, how will you deal with that? If the revolution is just going boom, people learn to prompt, customer service, telemarketing, and all kinds of situations, just all of a sudden companies start firing. How do you see we should tackle that?
I'll take this one first.
Yep.
That's a great observation. I must say, the answer or the conversation we had earlier probably stopped immaturely because we just stopped at saying, like existing, so far and the current solutions, they're not really smart, but we didn't actually talk about how fast, like you pointed out, how fast it's moving. And I absolutely agree with you that there's just so much potential, right? And probably within, who knows, right? We can't predict, but maybe within a year, things will be really good. But I think from that perspective, it's from a technical capability perspective, I think we'll potentially get there at some point, right? But then it's more about going back to what are we doing here? Like I'm kind of tend to zoom out these days. Like, what are we doing here with the tech AI? What's the impact to jobs? What the impact to us? What about the human in the loop aspect? Are we deploying this safely? Because I think in quite a few guidelines in either the EU Act, which has been released recently around AI, or even in the Singapore MAS risk framework, there is this concept of high risk scenario or high risk systems. So either in transportations or medical, I can't remember exactly for now, but there was 4 areas that quoted exactly in critical or high risk environment, where you need to be super careful about deployment of such tech, just because if you can't do traceability or making sure that the data is right, the recommendation is right, and it's a huge implication, even if it's right? But let's just say if you take these decisions of you can't be guaranteed that it's 100% correct and deterministic all the time. Will you take that, 0.0001% chance of it being wrong and a huge impact to whatever situation or population you have? So in these scenarios, you have to be careful. But then otherwise, I think it is really then about a risk-based approach. Individuals need to make sure that they feel comfortable deploying that technology, but it's definitely will get there.